What is up? Welcome to the final episode in my series on conversion rate optimization. Today's unique. Not only is it the final episode, but it also happens to be the only one that's focused on what to do with the visitors to your website who actually don't take transactions, meaning they don't fill out a lead form, they don't book a meeting, they don't do live chat or chat bots, they don't engage with any of the pop-up forms, they don't take any action, so they essentially leave without doing anything. How do we address those visitors, and how can we actually turn some of them into leads even if we don't know who they are? Let's find out. Okay, as with all of the videos in this particular series, what we're talking about today is a tool that's available to us in a platform that we use internally for almost everything, Hubspot. And this one's about something very unique. It's a specific report. It's actually kind of buried in the interface, so most people don't even know about it, let alone use it. But it can be very cool for figuring out who's visiting your website, even if they don't give you any information on themselves. So let's check it out. Here we are in my HubSpot interface, and we're still in the chat flows because of my previous episode. So let's jump over to reports, and we're going to go down to analytics tools. Now, as with everything that I've shown you so far in this series, what we're going to look at today is available for free. You can go to HubSpot and get free access to this tool, but don't do it that way. Go to distillagency.com/HubSpot, sign up there, and not only will we set you up with free access to the system, but then we'll then spend 45 minutes on a Zoom call with you, helping to configure and answer questions, basically just give you a lay of the land so that you can really start hitting the ground running. We'll also make sure that if you ever decide to upgrade to any of the paid features of HubSpot down the road, we'll negotiate really good discounts on your behalf. All right, let's dive in. So I'm going to go down to the very bottom of this page and I'm going to click on prospects. What is prospects? As this is coming up, let me tell you that this is basically a very cool tool that allows HubSpot to detect where you're logging on from anytime you hit a website that's running the HubSpot tracking tool. So if you go to the Distill Agency website, it's actually going to be checking based on IP and network name to know where you're logging on from. Now, especially in today's remote work environment, where I could be working from home like this, or working from a Starbucks, or working from who knows where, maybe it's a WeWork, for example, a lot of times that network name is not going to offer us any value at all because it's not going to tell us anything about the company, the person who logged onto our website. That's okay. What we're looking through is all of these visitors, and that could be hundreds or thousands in any given day, and trying to find a few that look like they could be promising. Maybe they're target accounts of ours, or they're just very interesting possibilities in terms of prospecting, and we want to be able to get some more information. So by going to the prospecting tool, we can look through a complete list of all of the network names and domain names associated with people who are visiting. So I'd come in here and I might say, SFCN, not sure what that is. I'll pop it up and turns out that's actually a network. It's an ISP or an internet service provider. I don't care about those because that means that it's not actually the ISP, most likely, who's logging on, but it's one of their customers. So I'm just going to check that one and then click hide. Now I'm going to look down through the rest of the list and I can see, Trimble. Well, they're actually one of our clients, but if they weren't, that'd be a very valuable one. And again, I can click on this and it'll open up their website in a new window so I can get some information on them. Then I can look down through the list and see a number of other things. I can identify trends and I can just see things that might be very curious to me. University of Utah, Idaho State University, Colorado Community College. Now this could just be students logging on for maybe some educational or research purposes, but I happen to know we've done a lot of work with universities over the years through our agency. So this could be a prospect too, maybe a university who's seen some of our other work and wants us to do some website optimization or development for them. So it's very, very valuable to be able to look through this. All right, so you find some really cool names on here and you think, wow, that'd be great to work with those companies. But then what do? It's actually really simple. Most of the time, the companies that you see listed on here that are going to offer some value will be larger businesses, because smaller businesses may be those who fall into the thing like they're working off of a CenturyLink network at home or they're working at WeWork. But the bigger ones have their own corporate networks that are identified by name. So when you find them, sometimes it takes a little bit of digging. If there's more than 3 employees at the company, it can be difficult to figure out who exactly came to your website, but that's kind of key. All right, so once you see this list and there's some really exciting names in here and you've checked them out and you think, wow, this could be a great prospect, what do? It's actually pretty simple. Now, first of all, keep in mind that most of the ones that are going to actually work for you are going to be larger organizations. And the reason for that is because the small fish tend to not have their own network names. They're the ones who are going to be working at Starbucks, working at home, working at WeWork as a general rule. So what we want is larger organizations where people are working on that corporate network, because that's how we're going to identify that name. So then you just need to know who, or like individuals or what departments within organizations of that size are your typical audience, your customer. Who do you usually work with there? For us as a marketing agency, we usually work with the marketing departments. So what I would do with Trimble, for example, is go to LinkedIn, find people within marketing at Trimble on LinkedIn, and connect with them. Start generating some conversations with those people, generating relationships and offering some value. And then you're going to take a really big step forward in terms of maybe being able to create this opportunity that came from a single visit. If you're an attorney, maybe you find that you typically work with general counsel within that business. So you could reach out to the general counsel, start developing relationships that way. At any rate, it gives you one more way to essentially monetize or generate some additional value from people who visit your website and never give you any information. It's going to be long tail because the majority of people in this report are not going to be actionable. But even if you can find 2%, 3%, 4% of the people in this list and start to take some additional action on them, that's increasing your conversion rate by 2, 3, or 4%, which is huge in this industry. So again, one more very cool tool that we can keep in our toolbox. It's available for free through HubSpot, but the best way to get into this stuff is to go to distillagency.com/HubSpot, fill out that form real quick, and then we're going to get you free access to all of the stuff I've covered in this playlist and this entire series on conversion rate optimization. And then we're going to help you get set up, and we're going to represent you on pricing. So if you ever do want to upgrade, we're going to get you some big discounts. Now, I hope you enjoyed this series. If you haven't seen the entire thing, hang out until the end of the video, and they're going to have a nice little link up there for the full playlist. But also be sure to subscribe to our channel down below, because we've got a lot of other really cool playlists and series, and we're coming up with some that I think are even better, and you don't want to miss any of those. So appreciate you stopping by today, and I hope to see you in future episodes. Thanks.